Hello humans, and welcome to Atlus Mega 10 Mondays. It's that time again when we discuss all things Atlus and all things Shin Megami Tensei and everything else in between in the Atlus universe. So sit back, relax, and let's see what we're going to talk about today in the Atlus Mega 10 universe. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. On today's episode... Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer Atlus Mega 10 Monday. That's right, and today is a different kind of video, guys. Today we're going to go on a little bit of a tangent, I think, but it's relevant to those of us who love Atlus, who love Shin Megami Tensei, who love Persona, who love this universe in general. Now, if you've been following the market trends on these games, and I'll refer to it as a market because it really is what it is. If you think of these games as stocks, they're through the roof right now. And when you think of stocks, what's the key? You buy low and you sell high, right? If you're familiar with my channel, one of my favorite things to do is buy video games at the lowest price possible, right? And watch them go up in value. Simply for gloating, because I'm a hoarder. I don't get rid of anything. But some people do invest. I mean, some people do it for that particular reason. And those people are actually driving the market up right now. Not only they, the hoarders out there, the resellers, but people who got their stimulus checks and are buying video games like crazy, specifically old retro video games that have gone bonkers in price because of low supply. If you guys check with any video game retailer, any retro video game retailer out there, they'll tell you right now they're not having any problem selling $100, $150 JRPGs from any past generation right now. People have the money, they got those Trump checks, and they're willing to spend them on their favorite game from their youth or from yesteryear. And that, unfortunately for us, is making these prices go crazy. So right now is really not a great time to start a collection of old Persona games, of old Shin Megami Tensei games, or anything like that. What can you do? If you love Atlus, if you love Shin Megami Tensei, what can you do? Well, let me tell you, right now is a time to buy new, right? If you're ever going to get a deal or a discount, you can use coupons or, you know, whatever discount on brand new games. What is coming up from Atlus? You know, we already know Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming up. We already know the new remastered Nocturne is coming up. For Atlus specifically, you have 13 Sentinels coming up. Those are things you can buy at this moment that you're not going to overpay for. You're going to pay retail for them, but you're not going to overpay like you are in the retro game market right now. Now, what's going to happen to that? Well, we all know that a lot of these people are buying these games as investments. They're just really just what I call unhealthy profit-taking hoarding, right? There's people that are hoarders like me that just hoard video games because we love the games and we like to have them. These people are buying them and hoarding them so they can resell them and drive the prices up. But what I see here, especially in the third, fourth quarter, is the effects on our economy of this pandemic. I mean, if you think about it, you can't close business down for 6 months and think that everything's going to be okay or hunky-dory. It's just not, right? There's a lot more people that are unemployed. There's people that are going to need money. There's people that bought a lot of these games with their stimulus checks that are not going to be returning to work, unfortunately, and that stimulus is running out. Maybe they're not going to get another one. So now, if you're looking to buy retro games, specifically the more expensive Atlus Mega 10 games, I say you wait. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on the new releases, right? I already own most of the old ones. You know, I have a pretty decent collection that I'm not going to sell, even though it's through the roof right now. But if you think of the casual collector, if you think of the game hoarders, you know, and they're sitting on $3,000 worth of games, and somebody comes up and says, I'll give you $2,000, and they're unemployed, what are they going to do? Say no? Of course not. A lot of these people are going to start getting rid of these games. They're not going to love them as much when they're broke. When you're broke and times are tough, you do what you have to do. And I suspect that's going to be the case, especially after Christmas. Sometimes a little bit before Christmas, I would start, putting out feelers out there. But I think after Christmas is when you're going to see a lot of this, a lot of the prices start dropping. I'm hoping, because prices right now are, most games are overvalued at least anywhere from 50 to 100+%. That's how nuts the market is right now. And I talk about it as a market just like stocks, right? You buy low, sell high. And now is not the time to buy. So I'm going to wait. But what you could wait for, and what's going to be a better value, are your collector's editions for these games that are coming out. Supplemental things. Sometimes you can get better prices, for example, on guidebooks, art books, things like that. Things that complement your game, not necessarily the game, but once you acquire the game, that will make the game worth more. You'll be surprised a lot of the times that, a game with a guide is worth a lot more than just the game. Just as an example, right? And there's other things for games, figures, whatever. The Joker figure, for example, is coming out. If you want to get that, you can pre-order at GameStop. It's coming out pretty soon, by the way. I don't know if you still can do it, but I know I paid mine off because I don't want to take any chances. Because I'm sure that one's going to be highly sought after. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you my thoughts, and if you've followed the channel for a while, you guys know that most games that I paid for is usually $5 and under. That's how I built my collection. That's how I want to keep on building my collection. No, I shouldn't. I've reached my limit. I keep saying that, but you guys know. Sometimes there's things that come up, right? They're just too good to pass up. But no, realistically, guys, now is the time to hold. There's a lot of uncertainty coming up, and hopefully you guys are doing well to where you can afford these games, or not in a situation where you can't buy them. But if you are in that situation where you're able to afford games, well, just wait. Buy the new ones, wait for the old ones, and everything's going to work itself out, because right now the market is just saturated with buyers that have an itchy trigger finger to get their hands on the classics. Alright, guys, I just wanted to give you some tips, the way I see the marketplace right now for these games, and hoping that you guys don't overspend, don't overpay for a lot of these games that are out there.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click the notification bell, and remember, never be afraid to be happy. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.